Well, hi. Sorry I have a cold, but I'm going to show you how I'm going to fix my spare tire hoist on my 1996 Ford E350 van. Now, this is a hoist that I got out of a salvage yard. I went to a salvage yard to see if I could find a working one, and I got this one for $15. This is the best thing they had. All the others were broken, but this, as you can see, the cables are fraying, and this nylon piece here that guides the cable is also broken on one side. So Amazon wants $150 for a new factory replacement, original equipment, and some people talk about it breaking again. Now, the factory replacement on Amazon has a spring added between the spare tire bar here that holds it up and the end of the cable. And from what I've read, it sounds like people are over-tightening their spare tire when they hoist it up, and the cable stretches and breaks over time. Or it could be that the tire moves and sways and breaks, but I'm more inclined to think it's being over-tightened. Now I'm going to take this winch back to the salvage yard and get my money back, well, get credit for something else. But here's mine that broke, and that's the one I've taken apart. Now back to the one from the salvage yard. To take it apart, after you pull this release pin to remove the shaft, and you unbolt the 4 hex head bolts from the chassis, the unit drops out. Then you need to remove these 4 factory rivets, and I think they're aluminum. They drilled out is what I did. I ended up using a drill and used a very small bit after center punching, and then I progressively went to larger bits, but that might not be the best way to remove those because my drill bit did break in one of them, and so I had to now these rivets are a little hidden on this side, the 4 rivets you remove to open the case. So what I had to do with the rivet that broke, the drill bit that broke off in the rivet, is I ended up using a chisel, and with a device bench I hammered the head of the rivet off, and that worked all right. Although then there was some leftovers from the rivet that was distorted that wanted to keep it from coming apart, and then I used a center punch to knock out the other side, the back side of the rivet. Although maybe if I had put a screwdriver or something in between the seam, that could have popped it open as well. Another way to do it, maybe the best way to get the rivets off, might be a grinder, a grinding wheel, or just a grinding wheel in your drill, with your drill held by a vise, or this held by the vise bench, and grind the head off of one of the sides of the rivet. Actually, I see this side is a lot thinner on the rivet, so that would be the side you'd want to grind off or try to knock off, I would think. All the rivets are accessible to a grinding wheel, so that's good. Alright, so I got the case apart on my old one. Now mine actually broke clean off. I just bought the vehicle, and the previous owners had this winched up underneath the vehicle, and the winch would not retract. The spare tire was gone. They had this piece in the car. So what I'm going to do to repair this, to replace the factory rivets, I got some screws. They don't have to be very long at all, just enough to hold the nut. Really, the metal's not that thick. The 2 plates of steel with some lock washers, screw and nuts, 4 of them. They're about 3/16 size. These holes are just over 3/16. Now to get my cable out where it was jammed, I had to use needle nose pliers and carefully pull it through this nylon guide. Also, I was able to pull the guide up and out eventually at one point at the end of the whole process. And you want to be careful not to break this nylon piece here, this guide. Now the factory cable, it appears to be a size 3/16, and it is not vinyl coated. I saw at Walmart I could buy some more cable if I wanted to. They had vinyl coated 3/16, which actually made the wire inside very thin and not rated for much weight. Now the Walmart 3/16 cable was rated at about 700 working pounds. So Ford, I think, did try to over-engineer this, but they still failed at making a product that lasts. Now what I'm going to do is I bought at Home Depot this 3/16 ferrule and stop set for cables. And I think that's the size that I can use on this. Now also what I did is I'm trying to mimic the factory replacement that I see on Amazon. It has a spring on the end, kind of like a buffer. Actually it's right here, and then the cable is at the end of it. So when it's hoisted up, the spring is compressed. And I don't know if that's to keep you from over tightening it, hopefully, or if it's to keep it from the tire from moving as you're driving down the road and causing abrasion on the cable, or both. What I did is I have these old drum brake springs. This one's actually a drum brake spring, and then I've got these little metal end caps that came with them. And I also found this larger spring that I had in my collection, and I've got these larger washers. Oddly enough, this spring fits right inside this larger one, so I'm not going to use these springs for anything else, so I'm just going to assemble these as so. These washers I put over a socket, a large socket, and I hammered the center hole with a punch going through it, and that drove down the metal. So I think it'll be a better factory look. It'll stay in place better. Alright, so I'm going to turn off the video and try to put everything back. Now what I'm doing is reusing the cable. It's going to shorten it a little bit. From what I could tell, Ford did use the longest cable that they could fit in here. It looked like this spool was virtually completely full with the cable. They didn't spare much cable. They didn't shorten it much. They were generous. Maybe it could be so many inches longer. I don't know, because the tire doesn't go all the way up to the chassis. Okay, I'm going to pause this, and I'm going to get back to it and see how the reassembly goes, and I'll tell you how it went. Now I did find that this has plenty of grease in it. The grease is fresh and still good. I use my pinky and I rub the grease in some spinning areas I thought on the casing that could use grease maybe when it's reassembled, and on the shaft ends, and we'll see how it goes. This does have a a ratcheting mechanism that keeps the tire from coming down, I guess, as you're turning it. It's like a soft stop, I think. It'll let you go either way, but it does give resistance as the cog turns over the bumps. Okay, well, I think that's everything to show you. I'm really happy with this because if I have a problem with it again, I can take it apart very easily because I'm putting bolts and nuts on it. So for me, this is the way to go. It's been a learning experience. I did paint this. It wasn't that nice looking before. Okay, see you in a minute.